You here in Grand Central, soon to be home of both MTA commuter railroads. I'm Kathy Rinaldi. I'm the president of Metro North. I'm the interim president of the Long Island Railroad. And it is a very exciting day for both railroads. I'm here with acting MTA Chief Customer Officer Shanifa Riera and the head of special projects, Will Fisher. Today we are really excited to announce the launch of our newly revamped and world-class Train Time app. Instead of needing 2 apps to ride, or 3 if you're using both railroads, now you need only 1. The new Train Time app merges the features you know and love for trip planning, like trip planning and car capacity tracking, with real-time train movement data and the convenience of e-ticks. For years, the top request from customers has been to include a mobile ticketing option within Train Time. So we're thrilled to be able to deliver on that ask while providing other terrific features that will give us flexibility for travel between the railroads once the Grand Central Madison service opens later this year. This is truly a groundbreaking step forward for us. Developing the new app has been a massive undertaking, and I want to thank Will and the entire in-house team who put their hearts and souls into developing this integrated app. I also want to have a shout out to the teams from both railroads who supported this effort. Designing an app may seem like an abstract process to some, but it actually involves a lot of work out there on the ground, installing GPS monitoring and capacity tracking technology on thousands of rail cars. So thank you again to the entire team at HQ and at both of the railroads. Your work is paying off. Since the launch last night, we've seen over 14,000 users and more than 10,000 tickets purchased or activated. Will is going to show you now how it's all going to work, but first I'm going to turn it over to Shanifa for a few words. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Kathy. Upgrades like the new centralized train app is exactly what our customers need. It is exactly what the MTA need to incite and entice more customers back to our rails. Convenience is our main priority, and having all the travel tools of riders need in one place makes the experience easy and seamless as possible. With the new app, there's no more mysteries. You can see where your trains are in real time, how crowded each cars are, and buy a ticket with just one simple click. No need for credit cards any longer. But on top of all these features, there's one component that stands out. It's the enhanced customer service features, where you can connect with an MTA customer service representative that will help and assist you with your service needs as well as travel information. The bottom line is, knowledge is power, and that is what we want our customers to have. We want to give you the tools and the information you need to plan a smooth trip. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Will Fisher. Thanks.
Thank you, Shanifa. There we go. As Kathy told you, we have 2 apps. The complaint we get is, why do I have to use multiple apps to take the train? And I hear you. Today we have your answer. That's the new Train Time. We're happy to introduce Train Time, your one-stop shop for everything MTA railroads, Metro North, Long Island Railroad. So if you look at the blue icon, we like this because it reminds customers that this app was made by the agency itself. And we think that's important because we know our customers and we know the system, and between the two we can tailor the app to the needs of the customers. With the rollout of this app, you want to go ahead? With the rollout of this app, this actually becomes the largest transit agency app in the country. We're very proud of that. So this app has 2 parts: trip planning, basically figuring out which train are you going to take, and I'll come back to that in a minute, and ticketing. Let me start with some of the big ticket items with ticketing. First one, you never have to remember a password again. So we hear from customers, I forgot my password, I was logged out, I reset the password. Those days are over. There are three new ways to log in. You can log in with Apple, log in with Google, or just log in with your phone. So enter your phone number, get a text message, enter the code, boom, you're logged in, 5 seconds. Completely seamless. I'm going to show you this in the demo in a few minutes. We like this because customers have come to expect a login experience like this in other apps. So this is the MTA's way of showing up to 2022. No more credit card numbers. I don't want to know your credit card number. The MTA doesn't want to know. You can check out with a credit card by entering your number, or you can just use Apple Pay. So you would come to this checkout screen, just click Buy with Apple Pay, and again, boom, you have your ticket. Super easy. We have Apple Pay available today, and we'll have Google Pay later this year. So that's ticketing. Now I'm going to talk about some tools to help you on your journey. No more wondering where your train is. We actually installed GPS sensors on every car in the Metro North and Long Island Railroad fleet. So that's 2,000 cars. And we use that data to feed this real-time map. So you can open up the app, look at your train on the real-time map, and that train will update incredibly frequently, like every 2 seconds. I find this incredibly useful, and I think customers will too. As easily as you can see where your train is, you can also see how full each car is. We show you each car, so you just go to this screen. We show you each car, how many people are in it, and if you want to move, so you could be on the platform waiting for the train, or you could already be in the train, and you want to move, find that car with more seat availability, get your seat, by all means, that's what it's there for. The MTA wasn't the first agency to do this, but our implementation of this technology is larger than the rest of the world combined. So for us, this is not just a pilot we did on a few trains and called it a day. This is a core product offering, and we've installed this on the majority of trains out there. Grand Central Madison. As many of you know, Long Island Railroad trains are going to come into Grand Central later this year. In the current setup before this app, it would have taken 3 different apps for that journey. If you wanted to go from Long Island Railroad to Metro North, that would have been 3 apps. And now that's 1 app. So as I mentioned, the app was developed completely in-house. We think that's important because we can create this very bespoke experience for our customers. And I've been here about 5 years. I'm always amazed by the expertise of each department. But what's even more incredible is when the departments come together to create something like this. So to make an app like this and to really get the details right, you need everyone coming to the table, and it was incredible for me to witness that. Just as one example, we had folks going out into the train yard, literally into the train yards, checking on those GPS sensors, making sure the code and the data was right. Right? So real work in the real world to make a digital experience like this. If you have the eTix app, it should auto-update. And if it doesn't auto-update for you, you can just go to the App Store and click Update. And if you don't already have the eTix app, just go to the App Store, the Play Store, download it. It's free, there are no ads, and we think it's the perfect portal to taking one of the great MTA railroads. With that, I'm going to bring Ryan O'Connor up to the stage. He's here, and we're going to do a demo. Great. So let's start with a trip in Metro North territory. Let's say we want to go from New Rochelle to Grand Central. So we're in New Rochelle to get to Grand Central. I'm going to show you selecting a trip, and then we're going to purchase the ticket, and then we're going to look at some train info bit after that. So let's go ahead and take that 1206, right? So I'm going to look. I see that it leaves New Rochelle at 1206, gets into Grand Central at 1247. Perfect, that's the train I want. Let me go ahead and click Buy. All right, a few things on this page. I'm going to look at ticket type. I could do one-way round trip. You know what, I'm just going to go into the city for now. And the app is smart enough to know that this is an off-peak trip, so it's not going to show me a peak option. I'm going to select that off-peak trip. And the app now will ask me to log in, because I do need an account to store those tickets. but it didn't ask me to log in unnecessarily before this, right? It gave me all the information I needed, and then when I absolutely need an account, it asked me to log in. So let's go ahead and do that. I was talking a little bit about the phone number login that I really like, so we can go ahead and log in with the phone number. In most cases, it just autofills for you. It sends you a code. Boom, you're logged in. That's it, right? I happen to have a credit card in this account. I'm not going to use that for this demo, so I'm just going to check out with Apple Pay. That's it. Click on that button. Now it's going to process the transaction and take me back to the trip screen of the trip that I was interested in. And you can see it went from buy to activate. So before it knew that I didn't have a ticket for this trip, and now it knows that I have a ticket and I probably want to activate that ticket. So let's go ahead and do that. Always activate before you board. Now you have your activated ticket. So when the conductor comes by, this is all you need to show them. Let me now show you something on the Long Island side. Let's say we want to go Jamaica. Go Jamaica to Penn Station. We're going to see what our options are. Okay, why don't we just choose the first one, 1210. Track 2. Great. So the first thing I want to do is see where this train is. It's not at Jamaica yet. I'm at Jamaica in this example, but the train's not there. So let me zoom in on the train. And you can see it moving in real time. And in fact, if you get close enough, you can see the individual cars of the train. Right, there they are. It is literally that accurate. If you were on the first car of that train, as it passed that road on the left there, that would be happening in real life. I talked to you a little bit about the real-time seat availability. And so here we are. This is a midday train. This is lucky because a lot of trains are all green right now, but I can show you a perfect example of a train where you have more folks in the middle of the train. So the first car, as you can see right here, there's almost nobody in it, right? Fewer than 10 people. So we show you the car numbers, and we show you how many people are in each car. Choose, wherever you want. You want to go to the front or the back, the middle, in this case, whatever you like. One thing that customers also really like is those car numbers. If you want to find a friend while you're while you're on the train, right? They can look at the app. You can look at the app, figure out which car you're in, and find them, right? So we tell you what are the car numbers to that train. And with that, I think we're good. We'll take some questions.
I think we're ready to take some questions. Are you going to call on people, Tim? I am going to do that. Just late breaking news as we've been standing here doing this live demo. The purchases are through the roof. We've had 20,000 in the last hour, so we're up to 33,000. So, we're doing, land office business here with the new app. So thanks to the team, it's really a great amenity for our customers, and now we will take questions.
Yes. Kathy,
Hello, Andrew.
to be clear, right now, you can't purchase one ticket from, say, Huntington to White Plains.
No, not yet.
Will you be able to do that on day one of Grand Central Madison, or is it still two railroads where you'll have to buy two tickets?
No, it is still two railroads, but again, the promise of future technology is to make it a bit more seamless. But this gives you one technology platform where you can buy the ticket from White Plains to Grand Central, and then buy the ticket from Grand Central to Baldwin, for example.
But in theory, why wouldn't you be able to combine that in one purchase, since it's basically the same parent organization?
Yeah, no. I agree, and that's something that we need to work towards as an organization, because I do think that there will be more interagency travel once Grand Central Madison goes live. It's a little bit complicated with respect to, each railroad has its own tariff, but part of the reason why I'm in this job is to try to, reconcile those differences to provide a more seamless experience for our customers, and we're working towards that.
And just as a quick follow-up, since we're about 16 weeks till the opening, something like that, can you give us any better clarity on when the first trip is to Grand Central Madison?
We don't have a revenue service date yet, but we are still working very hard to be there by the end of the year.
Hi, can I buy an Atlantic ticket on this, and do you have west of Hudson service, and if not, why not?
So you can buy an Atlantic ticket, right?
Not on the app
Okay.
We're,
Okay.
That's a
I'm-
larger
Yeah,
question.
I'm going to let you answer. Okay.
No, you cannot. Okay, you cannot buy an Atlantic ticket right now. It's something we're looking at. You know, no guarantees about where that conversation goes, but it's definitely something we're thinking about.
Why can't we do the Atlantic ticket?
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's something that we're working towards. It's not part of this day one launch, but it's something that we're working towards.
Well,
Why wasn't it
I'll
part of the day
say
one
one
launch?
thing, which is that the vendor that we use for ticketing actually does take, not to put the blame on them, and I won't name them, but they do take a little time to change the tariff, right? The tariff is very serious, right? You don't want to get those numbers wrong, customers paying for the wrong tickets at the wrong time. So it's a very careful process to change the tariff and get that on the app.
West of Hudson is New Jersey Transit.
Yeah,
So west of Hudson, your question about west of Hudson, it's New Jersey Transit service, right? It's under contract to Metro North, but it's actually a service that's run by New Jersey Transit.
I have two, but I'll just quickly follow up on Dan's question. I'm still not quite clear why Atlantic Ticket can't go on. I mean, other promotions like City Ticket can go on. I don't understand. Like, that's just from Atlantic to other city stations. Is there a technological thing holding it up, or is it more like a agency decision thing?
No, it's not an agency decision at all. It's something that will be ultimately part of the experience. It's not a part of the experience as we sit here today. That's really all there is to it.
And my second one is there what's the plan on integrating this with Omni in any way?
So Omni is going to come on board, in the commuter rail environment, early 2024 is the current estimate. So this integration of the train time app between the railroad gives you a lot of the benefits of Omni, right? I mean, Omni ultimately wants to give you that integrated multimodal experience. So this will, we will ultimately have the commuter railroads as part of the Omni environment. But in the meantime, we do have that new connectivity between the railroads. That's kind of the purpose behind this app, and we get sort of a down payment on the full Omni experience today. And obviously, our customers are taking it up, and we're really excited to see that.
Is there an option to purchase multiple tickets on one phone for traveling groups?
Sure. Yeah, of course, yeah.
And another question, could you talk a little bit about the technology that it uses to tell how full the carts are?
Yeah, this is where I turn it over to Will. It's based on the weight of the car, but here, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, so the most accurate way, the way we use and the most kind of globally accepted, the most accurate way is to actually weigh the car. So the whole car, it's not a per seat thing, the whole car has airbags, it's on a suspension system, and so you can kind of get a sense of the weight of the payload on the car, and then you do some numbers and you can figure out how many customers that is. We've found that to be incredibly accurate. We use it, not only do we use it for customers, it has to be even more accurate for service planning to make sure, which is the department that determines how many trains are we running, to make sure that we're hitting the right load guidelines.
Thank you.